Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another action movie night. Tonight, I will be reviewing Thunderball, released in 1965. Directed by Terence Young, from a screenplay by Richard Maybaum and John Hopkins. Starring Sean Connery, Claudine Auger, Adolfo Celi, Luciana Paluzzi, Rick Van Nutter, Guy Doleman, Molly Peters, Martine Beswick, Bernard Lee, Desmond Llewelyn, and Lois Maxwell. Now this saw the return of the original director of the first two films, Terence Young, after he was replaced in Goldfinger by Guy Hamilton. The Broccoli's asked Hamilton to return for this film, but he was already too exhausted from his work on Goldfinger, so he declined the opportunity to direct this one. And they went back to the original director, who agreed to direct one last time. Sean Connery is, as usual, excellent as Bond in this. I don't think there was a single Bond film where it felt like Sean Connery was just collecting a paycheck. He always seemed to me like he was invested in the character and was trying to do the best job he could as the character, no matter the film. Claudine Auger as Domino she's a pretty good character. I do have an issue with one thing that happens with her, and I will get to that a little later on. But she's fine as this, dominant, villainous kind of a character early in this film. I really like that portrayal. Adolfo Celi as Emilio Largo he's suitable in this role, but I do not think that this villain is as good as the previous three villains in this series. I think he's one of the weaker, although, he's still decent enough, can't measure up to these previous villains. So, not a bad performance by him, but still, you got to do better than that in a Bond film. Luciana Paluzzi is the real villainous girl in this, proven to be villainous all the way through as Fiona Volpe. And she is good enough in the role. There's moments where she could have been better, in my opinion. But Rick Van Nutter as Felix, he is probably, in my opinion, at this point in the films, he's probably the second best Felix next to Jack Lord. Really excellent portrayal here of this character. Like I said, I just wish Emilio Largo could have been a much better villain in here. Because having Felix be as awesome as he is, and Sean Connery being as awesome as he is, having a kick-ass villain in here would have really cemented this one. And while we're on characters helping Bond, we have to talk about Martine Beswick, who played Paula Capelin. And I love this character. She was introduced in an excellent way. She is excellently portrayed, and she is featured awesomely up until that point where she gets captured. And instead of having Bond, do like he normally does in these films and try and get to her to rescue her and save the day, and have her helping him alongside of him being this badass on his side still, they kill her off by having her explained away that instead of, allowing them to interrogate her and giving up any information, she commits suicide. And instead, they have Domino be the one that ends up helping Bond at the end. And it just that's the one where I said I liked Claudine early in the film, but I did not like the way they did that at the end. And then you have, of course, Bernard Lee as M, Desmond Llewelyn as Q, and Lois Maxwell as Moneypenny. And they're all great as usual. This one gives us a very unique Q just because he gets to be out in action instead of just being in the offices and everything and giving him the weapons that he's going to be using or gadgets and everything. Here he's actually goes and meets him while he's on a mission and everything. So that was unique and something that they would carry over for in later films from this one on. The one negative I will give to this film is the finale. The finale is good up to a certain point, but the final battle under the water, because they're underwater, it is slow, and it takes forever to get through a lot of this that's going on under the water. It's supposed to be this tense, exciting clash underwater between Bond and the villains, but because it's underwater, they're so limited with their movements and everything. It's a chore to sit through that sequence. It's supposed to be this big action sequence, but it's kind of gets boring after a while, if I'm being honest. But other than the finale and other than, I think Emilio Largo could have been a better villain. And the waste of Martine Beswick's awesome character of Paula. This is pretty good return for Terence Young. I mean, he does a pretty good job directing this. So I'm going to give Thunderball from 1965. I'm going to give this film a 8.5 out of 10. I don't think it is the best film from Terence Young, but it was kind of a return to form after Guy Hamilton on Goldfinger. But what do you guys think of this film? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to an area on the channel right now where you can request a movie, TV series, or ranking video of your choosing. And when that video goes up, it will go up for all Plus members to view prior to it going up on the channel for regular subscribers. So if you want to get interactive and help us to get more reviews on here that I might not normally do, become a Plus member. Well, that's it for another action movie night. If you missed last week's action movie night, check out the link above to get caught up on that one. And if you've missed any other videos, check out this down here where you can watch a playlist of any of our action movie nights that you have missed.